Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and it's been a hot minute since I made one of these videos talking about heroes that need to be buffed in Overwatch. Now, I know when I do make one of these videos, the comment section loves to remind me that every single hero needs to be buffed. Literally, every single hero in the comment section is going to be brought up. Mercy needs to be buffed, Soldier needs to be buffed, Diva needs to be buffed, Mei needs to be buffed. Okay, maybe I'm the only one that think Mei needs to be buffed, but she won't be listed on this video because I do know that there are other heroes that actually desperately need to be buffed, either because they really are just so bad, or either because they have an identity crisis. There really is no reason to play that hero when there's other heroes that could easily do the job of that specific hero, and yet maybe even a better job. And when it does get to that point, I think that hero does deserve at least a second look at. Now, in Blizzard's defense, and even in my own defense, I have been saying that the meta is extremely good right now. Lots of heroes are viable, but that doesn't mean a few heroes should be pushed to the side just because about 90% of the hero roster is viable. No, the other 10% should be taken a look at, especially for these three heroes in the DPS, tank, and support category. That's right, we're listing every hero in this video, baby. Now, the first hero I want to talk about is a hero that I think most people can all collectively agree that, yeah, this hero is in a rough spot. Not a bad spot, but is very, very niche. And that, of course, is Bastion. I think most people would agree that Bastion does need a buff, or at least a different kind of change. See, here's the biggest problem that I see when it comes to Bastion. There are some heroes that might need a second hero. Heroes like Pharah and Echo might need a Mercy, but if you're a good player, you can get away with playing those heroes without one. See, with Bastion, the same can maybe be said when it comes to a shield tank, a Reinhardt, an ORISA, a Sigma, but the other biggest problem that Bastion faces is that he's also dependent on what map you play. And not only that, but what side of the map that you're on. If you're on attacking payload, or even sometimes on attacking hybrid maps, yeah, Bastion can do good. But the problem here is that you're hoping for the shield, and you're hoping for a payload map, and that shouldn't be the case when, if you're good with Bastion, you should be free to play Bastion at any given time. So here's my idea to at least make him a little bit better, so that he either, one, doesn't have to rely on attacking payload maps, or two, rely on the shield. The biggest change that I really want to focus on is decreasing his reconfiguration time. Make him go into turret form and also his tank form for his ultimate a lot quicker and a lot snappier. See, here's the problem that I want to say a lot of Bastion players face, and that is spending so much time reconfiguring on the map, either to find the perfect spot so they can dish out a lot of damage, but to also protect themselves, but not only that, but move with the team. That was the same exact problem that Torbjorn faced a long time ago, is because he had to be stationed with his turret. It was like a ball and ankle chain to him, where now he can just throw his turret and forget about it. I kind of want the same treatment done to Bastion, where you can just reconfigure at the snap of a finger. Maybe not instantaneously, but maybe in half the time? Now, whether you agree with that or not, I do want to say his reconfiguration into his ultimate is so freaking slow. Like, oh my god, every single time you use your ultimate, everyone already found a hiding spot. So if all these DPS heroes like Sombras, Pharahs, and Soldiers even can transform them relatively quickly, why can't Bastion? Oh, because his ultimate allows for insta-kills. Dude, there are so many ways to stop Bastion, and by the time he transforms, you're already getting barrel stuffed by the Diva defense matrix. Not only that, you still have to be skillful to be able to aim and kill someone. Now, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it's hard when everything is getting blocked because you're having to spend all this time transforming yourself. It needs to be faster. But in all reality, in Bastion's case, there's lots of things that could be brought up to make him a better hero that I don't think would send him over the OP edge, but I do want to talk about other heroes that might be seemingly in a good spot, but is easily outshined by other heroes. And most notably in the tank category, I do think ORISA needs to be buffed. Let me just put this in perspective for you. You play Reinhardt and Zarya together, but they're also good on their own. You play Winston Diva together, and now there's starting to be a claim that Diva could be good on her own, especially with the Soldier meta. Roadhog's good on their own. Hammond's good on their own. So that really just leaves ORISA and Sigma, where they were really good in the double shield comp, but not really anymore because ORISA's shield is now a tiny little napkin. Plus, why would you play double shield with ORISA as Sigma when you could just play double shield with Reinhardt? So really, Sigma found a reason to be played because of double shield, and also because he has a really good powerful ultimate. So where does that leave ORISA? That's the biggest problem. She doesn't really belong in a duo comp, in my personal opinion. You don't really want to run double shield with her that much anymore, and she's not really good on her own because her shield is so bad. And plus, her DPS output can easily be outshined by Reinhardt or an aggressive Zarya. So what can ORISA do? This is where I want to make a change. I don't want to increase the hit point numbers on her shield because I don't want to shoot shields anymore like how it was back in the double shield comp days. I don't really want to increase the damage because that's just such an easy cop-out, but rather what I want to do is increase the health on her ultimate. Here's why. ORISA is a very passive hero. You have to play very slow with her because her shield is always going down and she can't really run all that fast, but on top of that, her ultimate is a station ultimate, and you have to play with it a little bit more back behind a wall, but if you don't stay near that wall, then you won't get the benefit of the ultimate. So really, the three things that you can do to counter the ORISA ultimate is either 1, shoot the freaking thing down, 2, hide behind a wall so that you just don't take damage from the amplified DPS, or 3, hide very far away so that it incentivizes the enemy team to push away from the ORISA ultimate. Whereas if you increase the ultimate's health, what this allows ORISA to have is that aggressive moment, because now you can place your ultimate in the middle of the battlefield, and because it's at, say, 500 health, players aren't going to prioritize shooting it because it's at 500 health, where right now, shoot the shield, shoot the 200 HP little rock, and it's done for. Now it's going to be a lot slower to destroy, or if anything, not destroy it at all, meaning that ORISA's ultimate is now valuable, and she is valuable in return. Yeah, she might not be the best shield tank, but at least she can be an aggressive shield tank nonetheless to hang with the likes of Sigma or Reinhardt. While they can also increase the range that the ultimate reaches, I really do like the health change because even if the range is increased, you can still easily destroy it if you're a soldier. Plus, with the increased health, that'll incentivize Sombras to be used a very small fraction increase of time because EMP can totally negate it. And right now, Sombra's not in the best spot, but I feel like Sombra's not in the best spot because people refuse to communicate with Sombra. Whereas a hero like Baptiste, I still think needs another look at. He just recently got a change, but it was a change. It wasn't a buff, it wasn't a nerf, it was both a buff and a nerf. And his window did get increased on the experimental mode. It didn't go onto live servers. So I can easily say, oh, bring his extended window onto live servers, which I do want, but thinking about it, I also kind of don't want it because that could be extremely scary against a firing squad of heroes like a Soldier, Bastion, Baptiste, McCree, a Hanzo. Just, oh my god, that would be intense. But here's what I do want to do. I want Baptiste's damage and or fire rate buff so that there is a higher priority on his damage dealing side. Because I feel like Baptiste is trying to be the best healer and also be the best DPS hero, where he's getting outshined in the heal department with Moira and Ana, and even on the DPS side with like Zenyatta and also even Ana. Whereas if they just go all in on the damage, not all in, but just really focus in on his damage dealing side, not only will that provide an opportunity to increase the skill gap and provide more opportunity for Baptiste to flourish in a team fight if you are good at Baptiste, but it also strays away from the easy side. I wouldn't say easy, but the more easier side of Baptiste, which is just throwing immortality to save your team and also just spamming the secondary heal. Again, this is just going off of the idea that there's already better healers than Baptiste, and there's also semi-better DPS heroes than Baptiste. While they might not be better healers, well, if there's already a better primary healer, there's gonna be a better secondary healer that is better in the DPS department. Where Baptiste, he can still be a great healer, but he's gonna be a much better DPS person to play in a game where that can be a lot more valuable than at the state that he's in right now. Or they can increase his window, just be done with it, which I think then at that point, yeah, he would be a really valuable healer to everybody. But those are some specific ideas that I want to give for these heroes. Now, a fear that I have every single time I make one of these videos is missing the mark completely. Oh no, ORISA doesn't need a buff to her ultimate, she needs a buff to her ult ability, and I just completely miss it. But the point that I'm also trying to make whenever I bring up all three of these heroes is that all three of these these heroes need to get looked at. In their respective category, they're either getting outshined or they're just straight up bad, like Bastion, and something needs to be done. While it might not make them an overnight sensation, and while I might not even make a drastic change in their performance or time played, at least we're getting a conversation started that these heroes aren't as loved as the other heroes that are somewhat viable, or at least has a reason to be played. A lot of DPS heroes are able to be played, where Bastion, he's a lot more niche, and we're trying to stray away from that niche factor. But anyway, guys, who do you think needs to be buffed? Wait, I already answered the question in the beginning. Everybody needs to be buffed. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.